YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Benji. We back balling. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. NBA season is almost upon us, man. The WNBA is in the thick of it right now, going through the battles in the playoffs. But I think it's interesting that we are getting to see some of these training camps begin, and a lot of guys are showing up to jump in front of the mics for media. Let's hear what they got to talk about. Recently, unfortunately, we heard that the Houston Rockets are going to be without their point guard, Fred VanVleet, heading into a season where a lot of expectations have been casted upon them to win a ring. KD obviously had some opinion on small guards, but it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take the mantle.
I don't know if the 6'2" and under guard is at a premium no more as a starter. Maybe as a backup, but you have to be.
We just talked about this the last night.
It's gotten compressed.
It has.
Right? It's compressed.
It has.
It's at like either Donovan Mitchell,
yeah.
Drew Holiday, 6'3", or
Lou
6'4", Lou Dort,
Yeah.
or it's not. You got to be.
You can't get picked on defense. That's the thing, because we playing such a pick-on game that they will really, literally, if you can't guard, they will bring you up every play.
Time.
Yeah.
And if you're 6 foot, 6'1", and you're not a bulldog like a Davion Mitchell, Drew Holidays, on the defensive side, or you're not an offensive flat-out savant like Kyrie, where you can score on dudes 7 feet easily and ISO, then I just can't see it.
Of course, plenty of people are already fantasy booking the Rockets. Fred VanVleet being out really opens up a lot of experimenting lineup-wise and the way players will be used, and you will kind of get a glimpse defensively of how this team will be with a 6-7. And up lineup should be an interesting season. Can't wait. So a lot of people want Amen to be out there running the offense. Interesting. Stop pretending these are PGs. You won't be playing a traditional point guard. This notion that you have to list someone at all 5 traditional positions is ridiculous. This is why the Hawks are in poverty. They have Trey, no defense, Young as a pink G. The league's past that era. Trey's a knockoff Nash Curry archetype. People don't understand Fairley getting hurt was the best possible thing to happen for this team, no disrespect. The Rockets are deep, young, and too talented to be led by a 5'11" shot-chucking, entitled point guard. My goodness. Y'all let me know. Y'all think the Rockets still have a chance? I mean, obviously with a player like Kevin Durant, your team still has an opportunity to be great. I know LeBron James on the end of his career. So, I mean, we're starting to see a lot of these dudes that many of us grew up watching starting to phase on out and head, outside the league. So it's interesting to see where these guys are going to go. I think we lose a good portion of, the dudes that were really out here grinding. I mean, we hear Steve BRICKLEY talking about LeBron on Michael Porter's podcast.
First, let's ask, who are the most impressive players with the most impressive work ethic? Does it correlate to how the world sees them? Is the LeBrons and the KDs also the hardest workers, or who's some guys that you've seen that are just?
So, they are the hardest workers. Like LeBron, we'll schedule an 8 o'clock workout, 8 a.m. And every single time we've ever worked out, he shows up at 6 a.m. and he stretches for an hour, and then there's abs, and then lifts, and every single time. If there's a run at 10, he's getting there at 8. So it's tough not to say him.
Yeah,
and
it's unbelievable.
He's 40 years old, and he's still in the league, and he's still averaging 27, whatever a game. So it's tough not to say him.
No, MPJ has been on a spectacular offseason podcast run. He's going to be headed to Brooklyn this season. And, man, he's got some moments. I mean, he recently just went viral talking about how he splits rent with his girlfriend.
I know you don't. I know you're not worth $200 million and was splitting rent with your girlfriend.
You talking about that I should pay for the whole thing?
Absolutely. Hold on. $200 million deal and you was splitting rent with your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? The right decision. You worth $200 million. Her rent was probably $3,000, bro.
Okay, but
She's killing herself to make half, and then she always with you.
But look,
how
if you willing, okay. So basically, she's looking around. she's looking around for her apartments, and she came across one, but it was way out of her price range. It was like double what she could afford. So I was like, this is really nice. I want you to be able to stay here. I want to be able to pull up and stay here. You know what I'm saying? What can you afford? And I'll split it. I'll pay the rest. So I ended up doing that, and I was like, whatever happens, and I want the people's advice on this too, because I'm curious.
Yeah,
Basically, bruh, I said whatever happens in this relationship for the next year, I'm committed to paying this rent.
You're a year-by-year guy. You committed to the NBA year-by-year. You committed to your woman
because I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna be together. I don't know if this is my wife. I don't know if it's not. So I'm like, okay, for this next year, I got you. Whatever happens, we can break up. I got you for this next year. I split rent with you.
You went into it with the wrong mindset, though.
I know, but brother, I don't know. I just didn't know. So then we end up breaking up 5-6 months into the rent. And basically, that's where I'm at now. Where I'm like, man, do I keep helping her out, or is it cooked?
So, bro, you already said you did.
Paid your half of the rent. How does that work if you blocked on shit?
No, we were in a little bit of communication She ended up hitting my phone asking for the bread.
Hell yeah, she gonna keep
Which
doing it.
which I don't blame her because she went into that apartment not being able to afford it, and I gave her my word. So
Why you just don't send her half for the rest of the year?
because she need to act right month to month, nigga.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, dude, I've been waiting for you to wake up this interview. There you go. Hell
Nah,
yeah.
I'm just saying. So,
what-
like, if I'm paying the remaining months month to month,
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No,
I
talk
see
your
she's
shit now.
I see she's wilding, and like, bro, it's gonna be hard to continue that agreement. You feel me? That's gonna be
Yeah.
tough because if you're out here wilding, get that next dude to pay that rent.
MPJ been on one of the most generational media runs ever. Making max money but still going half on rent is insane. NBA millionaire spitting rent is wild. He knows she need to act right month to month. No girlfriend would split rent with a millionaire NBA boyfriend. I also think a lot of y'all didn't watch the clip. He seems to have had his own spot. She was looking for her own spot. But he said, you know what? Here's going to be a perk. I'll allow you to upgrade and get this super nice spot. So even though, let's just say her budget was $1,500, right? He found a spot that cost $3,000 and said, you know what? I'll pay the difference. It'd be one thing if he would have moved her in with him, but the same breath, it would still have been awkward to live like that if y'all had possibly broken up. I don't know. It's a different dynamic. I mean, I get it. A lot of y'all was saying, no way I would let a woman pay bills. But it's a different dynamic, bro. When you in the NBA, you with the fan of fortune, stuff slides around. Maybe these dudes moving and grooving. Just get married before you start worrying about houses and bills, if you had to ask me. I mean, you can even look here. It says Sean Marks says the Nets has spoken with Michael Porter Jr. about his recent viral quotes. I mean, he knows where the organization stands on certain issues and topics. You know, this market is a little different than where he was. I mean, the dude even sent his condolences out to Charlie Kirk. Obviously, this moment had the world shaken up, and MPJ had posted about it. R.I.P. to Charlie. I never watched his stuff. Nobody deserves to die like that. Man had a wife and kids. He was killed for sharing his opinions and giving others the opportunity to share theirs as well. This is sad, man. Praying for the family. But we know what the Nets did to Kyrie. They not going for nothing. Potentially, though, Michael Porter Jr. could be the number one option for the Nets. I mean, I know he talked about in his YouTube channel possibly being a guy who could average 20 points a game over there and take his game to new heights. He talked about the new role. Let's hear him out.
Getting to create a little more, getting to play make a little bit more, and in Denver, to be a really good team, to be a championship caliber team, there takes a lot of sacrifice, top to bottom, from Aaron Gordon to me to Christian Braun to the guys off the bench, and I'm just looking forward to being able to explore my game a little bit. Jordy's already told me some of the things, some of the positions he wants to see me in, and they're gonna work with me, and it's gonna be fun to explore that.
Fool say he's gonna be taking 20 shots a game. Nets love giving the most injury-prone pre-retired players. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, on the court, first of all, I think obviously it's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be a lot of fluid conversations between me and the coaches just about the role they expect. I think Jordy does a great job not leaving anything up to players to guess. He really tells you what he expects, and we've already had some conversations. And obviously my role is going to be different. Jamal and Nikola had a very fluid two-man game, so when it got to the fourth quarter and the game was tight, we would go to the two-man game a whole lot. Over here, it's going to be completely different, and I got to be ready for that. My body's got to be ready to handle the load. I got to be ready to be fresh as a go-to guy in the fourth quarter, and I'm aware of that. So it's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be some growing pains and a growing period, but I'm ready for it. And I'm excited for it. And yeah, off the court, I mean, New York is obviously a lot different than Denver. It's a lot different than Missouri, where I'm from. So it's going to be an adjustment, but I'm still the same dude. I spend most of my days in the gym and at the house, kind of just chilling and recovering and getting ready for the next day. So I'm not a guy that does a whole lot. Most of my career and even during the season here, social media is not a big part of my life. Like, I think for me, basketball has been such a vocal point of my entire life. And I think I never really was a guy that had tons of hobbies off the court. So for me, some of the social media stuff and things this summer was a little bit of just a hobby. But during the season, I'm always, basketball for me my entire life has been my focus and where my attention goes to.
I think a real conversation could be had here about being able to see the depth of somebody like Michael Porter. Obviously, we've seen scenarios where guys were limited to a role, and then they were able to be taken out of that role and able to excel. We've seen guys like Norman Powell recently, be one of the many guys who could do that. It doesn't work for a lot of other guys too, because sometimes you can see, hey, look, you were in that role and you were being sheltered. Somebody like Jordan Poole, which again, no knock on him as an individual player, very, very, very talented guy. But it's a lot different when you're able to fit in versus if you are required to stand out. Brooklyn could, really startle some people this year, though. I mean, they're putting together a really young squad. Got even Terrence Mann's back.
Obviously seeing a lot more people.
And by back, I mean back in Brooklyn. He obviously was not playing on this team previously, but he's from Brooklyn.
You also know, being back in Brooklyn. What is this like for you, just on a personal level, to be back here? And, how excited are you to play in front of a bunch of people that really close to you?
Yeah, personally, I'm super excited. I'm real happy for myself to be able to experience this in my career. Not a lot of people get to experience this. Being back, place you were born, playing in front of your family. They now get to see me super close level, not having to stay up till 1 a.m. to watch my games and text me complaining that my games are too late and stuff like that. So I'm excited for it. My family's excited for it. And, I'm ready to tackle the season.
Ernst, has it tripped you out how much the neighborhood has changed?
Yeah, I talk about it every day, actually. Just driving around Park Slope area, Kensington area, all the new builds, people looking different, just a whole different vibe. I was walking around downtown Brooklyn when Barclays wasn't even there, so just different. The Models is now Brooklyn Basketball Training Center. I used to buy my soccer gear there, so just weird, but it's cool.
Salute. Of course, though, you're going to have the naysayers. Drake Powell still struggling with a knee injury, hasn't played 5-on-5. Igor Demon, plantar fasciata. Cam Thomas deal was just business. We all know he isn't coming back. Nets traded for MPJ and had a meeting with him because they aren't happy with his media stuff. Season is off to a wonderful start. And on the other side of the water, we got the boys in New York struggling with the media. Already.
Where are you hearing this?
The reporter asked Carl Anthony Towns about his knee procedure.
You came on media day to come and put that out here?
No, I swear to God that was out there.
Who?
An ESPN reporter.
Who did that? Centel?
No.
All right, my bad.
No way he legitimately went to Carl Anthony Towns and said, look, I saw something about you having a knee procedure.
I don't even say procedures.
Oh my gosh, these are legitimately reporters. No research, no nothing. Yeah, I just saw something on Twitter and I decided to show up, get dressed, drive to the media facility or the practice center, wherever they're going, and then go to the media room, after getting my media press badges, and ask Carl Anthony Towns about a fictitious knee procedure. These guys are crazy. There's no way the NBA media is turning into this.
No, we're gonna have a set of goals, and we're gonna.
Y'all probably couldn't hear it, but he's trying to answer a question, and an alarm goes off.
They should have took him too. The expectations set on us. Now we're gonna have a set of goals.
But essentially, they were asking him about how he felt now that Thibodeau was no longer coaching them. And he mentioned that he should have took his dad, because that was his dad that tried to break into the room. They set the alarm off. I wonder what the Knicks are going to do without Thibodeau as a coach. I mean, there have been plenty of shakeups this year. This season is going to be different. I mean, we've got guys out with injury. We've got new guys traded to new teams. Even Jordan Poole has decided to throw a couple shots at some of his former teammates.
How excited are you to be back with new teams?
Oh, I'm super excited. I'm super excited, man. I haven't had a good spring in 2 years, so it'll be dope. Just
if you couldn't catch it, the reporter asked him about how he feels to be playing with Kevon Looney again, and Poole's response was, "I haven't had a good screen in 2 years." Could that be telling? The biggest thing people have been talking about has to be Zion Williamson's transformation. Look at this dude, man. I'm pretty sure he mentioned that he changed a lot this offseason in regards to his eating habits, but additionally, the type of working out that he was doing. That he was spending more time doing field work, boxing, a bunch of different ways to creatively get cardio in. And I always thought that was pertinent, bro. I mean, a lot of it is the way you eat, but additionally, it's the way you train, man. I think just getting out there and run, it's not really doing much for guys that are on a basketball court running all the time. You got to find ways to have fun. But he mentioned that he actually feels really good, and for the first time ever, he feels like he's in high school or something like that. So this could be very, very, very promising for somebody like Zion. Of course, a lot of people are excited about what could be in New Orleans this season, but obviously Joe Dumars does not feel the same way. And he's the executive vice president of basketball operations.
Expectation question. When you make a trade like you guys did on draft night, do you think that kind of sends the message we expect to be a playoff team when you give away your first round pick the following season? No.
They asked him about how he feels about, playoff expectations.
Well, I'm just trying to go deeper. Like I just said, I've not put that expectation on anyone. I expect us to be competitive every night. Before you can get to playoffs, before you can get to an amount of wins, the first thing you have to establish is, man, we compete hard every single night. Before you can start talking about numbers and play-in and playoffs, if you don't establish that in your building first, you're just talking. You're just talking. You're just giving quotes out at that point. So for me, it's a process of establishing a hard, competitive playing team every night. And then we'll get to the wins and losses. That would be, if we made a trade or did make a trade, I'd be saying the same thing here. So the trade is inconsequential to the belief of what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying?
He's good. Sometimes you got to take a risk. Not every top lottery pans out, and he chose who he thought was going to be best for this team. I actually like what he said. Of course, he expects Pelicans to make the playoffs, but he's saying they don't get Queen without that pick, so the pick had to go. Hawks are about to be a threat for the next few years if the way things could go. Wait, what? The next few years, the way things could go if Pelicans are bad like I expect. Like I said, the potential is there, man, for somebody like New Orleans, but I agree with what George Dumars said. You have to establish a winning culture first before you can really worry about playoffs, because you get to the playoffs and you feel like you've done something when, in reality, the only thing that really means much is when you win a championship. Jason Tatum says he cried 2 hours after tearing his Achilles, wondering if Boston would trade him, if his career was over, if he would lose all of his endorsement deals. I literally sat there and cried for 2 hours because so many things ran through my mind. Is my career over? Am I going to get traded? All my partners going to drop me? My basketball career flashed in front of my eyes. I'm in my prime, one of the best basketball players in the world, and felt like it was all taken away. It's pretty crazy. Achilles injuries can really set you back. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys who had all the potential in the world get stopped by injuries. So it's going to be really important for dude to bounce back. I know he mentioned possibly thinking about coming back this season. Brother, rest. Make sure you're 100%. I wish the same thing to